I have some really exciting news. I finally got the call. I know I have other Rolexes in my collection, but this is the call that I have been waiting for and hoping I would get. So you can tell by what I have here which watch this is, but I want to tell you a little bit about the story. I told my AD earlier this year that I really wanted a Panda Daytona, and not just any Panda Daytona. This year they updated the look of it. So there is the 116500LN, and then there's a 126500LN, and there's some subtle differences between the two watches. Personally, I prefer the previous generation. So I told my AD that I really wanted the 11 series Panda Daytona. I was told that it could happen, that he would try to make it happen. And, you know, there's always that doubt and you never know what's going to happen. But I finally got the call. He called and told me that he had something for me, and he got me super excited. When he called, I was actually traveling, so I had to make plans to come back to be able to pick up this watch. Totally worth it. You know, I'm very excited. And I'm still in disbelief that I have this watch with me. Why don't we take a look at it, and then I can tell you a little bit more about why I feel like this watch is so special. I mean, aside from the fact that everyone seems to want this watch, everybody wants a Panda Daytona, everybody wants a Daytona. Some people like the black dial, some people like the white dial. I actually like both, but if I had to choose one, I do prefer the white dial. Without further ado, let's take a look inside. Inside, we have the infamous Panda Daytona. In the back of the box, we have the green tag. We have the user manual for the Cosmograph Daytona. And then we have the warranty booklet and the warranty card. And again, this is the 11 series, the 116500LN version of the Panda Daytona. This is such a gorgeous watch. One of the big things that I prefer on this watch versus the new 12 series watch is that I like the full ceramic bezel. I'm not sure what I think about the steel and having a ceramic inlay versus just having the ceramic throughout. Another thing that I really like is the subdials. When I look at the new version of the subdials, there's a meme. There's some panda meme with the tiny eyes. And I don't know, it looks a little bit weird. Maybe it's because I've seen this version for so long, and when I look at the new one, it looks thinner. Even if you don't look at it side by side, it looks a little thin in terms of the subdials. However, this is a watch that just can't be beat. I mean, it's very iconic. It's instantly recognized. You've got the bracelet with the polished center links. You've got the chronograph hand, which, interesting fact about Rolexes. So apparently, I learned this from one of the ADs that I go talk to, and they told me that there are only 2 Rolex watches that have copper hands in them. One of which being the Milgauss, which I have, and you can see in the video that I'll leave a link here for, and the Daytona. The reason for the Milgauss is to get the shape of the lightning second hand, and for the Daytona, it's for the chronograph second hand, because when it resets, if it were white gold, which is a softer material, after resetting it over and over again, it would actually start bending. So something interesting to know. I still can't get over that this is here with me. Everything from the dial to that red Daytona lettering, it just pops on the white dial. The pushers are screw down. You might think it's annoying. However, they don't screw in too much. So it's actually not bad to unscrew and use the chronograph function. The crown is a screw down crown, and it's got 100 meters of water resistance. It has 72 hours of power reserve as well. So let's take a look at the chronograph function. That chronograph hand, that arrow looks so sharp. I really love the look of it. Even the end looks like a real arrow. It's very aesthetically pleasing. One interesting thing, and there's other chronographs that do this, is when you reset it, it actually goes the direction that is closest to 0. The bracelet is pretty standard. It's an oyster bracelet. It has the extension, which is great. Doesn't have glide lock. To be honest, I haven't worn this too much because I feel like it's a super special watch and I want to, wear it on special occasions. I did wear this to my anniversary dinner. It is something that is very special and I feel grateful to have been able to get this watch. I know a lot of people try to get it and, it's hard to get. A lot of people go gray as well because they don't want to go through the AD. But yeah, I just think this watch is so special. It's a fantastic watch. So why don't we go through some of the measurements? This is a 40 millimeter watch. So the case diameter is sitting at about 40 millimeters. Case thickness, I'm seeing about 12.3. Let's look at lug to lug. I'm seeing about 46.6. And then in between the lug, 20 millimeters. The bracelet also does taper. So the bracelet, the top starts at about 19.2 and tapers down to 15.2. There's a good taper on the bracelet. Let's look at the lume on this watch. I've always been impressed by lume on Rolex watches. They have chromolite, I think is what it's called. It's very, very bright. Even in this bright lighting, you can see the lume on this watch. I love that the lume is on the hand, the hour markers, and the reflection on the rehaut looks really cool. It just looks fantastic. I really love that teal color. This watch is sitting at about 142 grams. The weight is very good and it feels very nice on the wrist. The watch is running pretty accurate. It's running between 0 and -2 seconds per day. Why don't we go ahead and throw it on the wrist? There is the 116500 LN Panda Daytona. One of my goals in the future is to pick up the 12 series. So I'm hoping I'll be able to add a 126500 LN to my collection as well. So I will be able to have the different iterations of the Panda Daytona. Hopefully I'm able to get one. This model is now discontinued. It's very special to me and it's one that I will probably always keep in my collection. I can't see myself ever getting rid of this one. Well, let me know what you think. Let me know if you like this watch. I'd be curious to hear what you think about the 11 series Daytona versus the 12 series and which one you prefer. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and I will see you next time.